So we're here for Werribee TV at Avalon Airport Oval on the back of a pretty tough result against Port Melbourne here over the Queen's birthday weekend. But one man who did stand tall through the midfield through it all was Tom Gribble. He's our player of the week for round 10. Tom, strong performance from yourself as mentioned, but I guess the main focus is the fact that it's been a really disappointing result on the team front.
Yeah, no, we're not going to sort of hide away from it. That was probably by far our worst performance of the year. Particularly disappointing because they are a standalone side and we really want to match ourselves against those sort of sides and bring our culture against their culture sort of thing. But yeah, we were, after half time, we were really, really poor, particularly defensively, and that's what we sort of pride our game on. And yeah, we just weren't good enough. And credit to Port Melbourne, they played a really good brand of footy and we just couldn't stop them really.
The numbers in the midfield stacked up pretty well for you. Jack Berry really getting on top of the hit-outs and the clearance numbers, you guys were only just narrowly edge. What were the specific areas that let you down, do you think?
So the week before, the defenders made a point to us when we were doing our review of Box Hill that our pressure around the footy was really good, allowing them to set up well behind the ball and intercept mark. But this week our pressure around the ball just probably wasn't good enough. We probably still had reasonable tackle numbers, but it was those stoppages where they got sort of clean use and could really then sort of shape and hit up the forwards that really hurt the defenders and ultimately made their night really hard.
I'm sure you're pretty reluctant to focus on individual heroics after a result like that, but it was a really strong game from you nonetheless. 30 disposals, getting on top in the clearances and the inside 50s. Looks like it's been a really strong season for you today.
Yeah, I suppose with Matt Hanson going down, a few of us had to pick up the slack, and I'm just trying to play the best footy I can play week in, week out. And on the weekend, I sort of went to Johnny and said, I want to go head-to-head with O'Sullivan, who's one of the premier midfielders in the comp, and I just wanted to, match myself up against him and show that, I am just as good a player as he is. And, I felt like I did well in the role and really owned it. And it not only helped me offensively, but it made me concentrate on defence a hell of a lot more. And, I was really pleased with that on the weekend.
You and Matt really two of the few stable presences in the midfield last year with all the chopping and changing that happened through the alignment. How important with him going down has it been to be able to rely on guys like Ben Maloney, Don Brew, Kurt Aylett being there week in, week out and being able to play in the midfield with the same guys you're training with?
Yeah, for sure. It's been really good to have consistency in the blokes who we see in the midfield. So we're starting to gel a little bit, I think. Beza coming in's had a really good impact, collisions in the ruck, giving us first use on the weekend. And then Beamer, really experienced VFL player. Curta coming, probably just getting his body right and then joining us from the back line. And Brewer, you know what he's going to bring every week. Joey May's just started to spin through there as well and show what he can do at VFL level. So it's been really good, and Sods has gone back, but he had a positive impact on us as well. So it's good to just finally sort of get that gel together, and hopefully we can really improve and become one of the premier midfields in the comp over time.
You've got the bye now. What do you need to do between now and the game against Frankston to turn things around?
Yeah, so tonight we just had a nice little competitive hit out, just trying to get those competitive juices going again, because on the weekend we were really poor in that area. Then sort of just rest up mentally and physically over the bye, so we won't be back in till Monday, but then come ready to go. So really attack the week and have a solid week on the track. And I think we're Sunday at Frankston, so they're going to be no easy beats. Obviously, they've had some really good wins for them and been competitive in most matches. So I think they play a physical brand of footy. So we were pretty poor in that area on the weekend, so we're going to have to bring that to make sure we get the win.
Tom, bad luck on the result, but well done on your game. Enjoy the week off, and hopefully you can turn things around against the Dolphins.
Thanks, Mitch. Cheers.